me ask you this. How many of you know what it means to be reckless? Raise your hand. All right. Well, on dictionary.com, I found that the meaning of reckless is utterly unconcerned by the consequences of some action, without caution, characterized by carelessness. So, let me ask you this. How many people here would consider themselves reckless? Or, how about this? How many of you would consider the way you used to live reckless? Yeah, a lot of us used to live pretty reckless lives. How about even this? How many of you, people here, would consider yourselves free? As Americans, we're given many different freedoms that a lot of countries do not have, and a lot of countries wish they had. One of the freedoms we have is the freedom of speech. We have the right to express beliefs and ideas without government restrictions. And this November, we're going to be able to express our freedom of speech with the right to vote. And one of the things we're going to be voting for is our next president. And I would like to encourage all of you here, if you're old enough, 18, to go out and vote. Because voting is something that many Americans have fought for the right to do. And this year, I'll be able to join with you guys in voting. So go vote. Another freedom we have is freedom of religion. We have the right to exercise and express our beliefs, like what we're doing right here, Youth Sunday. Like the youth group right here, we're all up here just worshiping together. We're in community, communion. I know that many of you here really take advantage of these freedoms that you have as an American. Throughout your daily lives, you're an example. But I want to use some other examples too. Some of the examples to witness for Christ are at work. So, let's say that one of your coworkers is having a bad day, and he gets irritated about how you're always in a good mood. I mean, has that happened to anybody here? It's happened to me a couple times at school. But, anyways, instead of getting irritated back, take the time and you tell them about Jesus. And you share with them how he's impacted your lives. Another way you can witness is when you're with your family. Let's say someone in your family is sick or struggling with something. You're there for them. You don't just abandon them. Every day, the way you live, people see Christ in you. You're a living witness. You're not the one out doing. You're not the one out going to bars. You're not the one out partying every night. You're being an example of how Christ lived. You guys are reckless about it. Well, for me in my life at school, I feel that I need to take more advantage of these freedoms. I feel that I don't take advantage enough of them. I feel that I need to express it more. I need to be more reckless and take full advantage of these. So, a lot of you guys have heard about the Bible Club at our local high school. How we've been able to have it over the past couple of years. Well, this year's our third year, that's awesome. I mean, we're still there. And having the Bible Club there, I've seen it impact so many lives. I mean, a lot of people have changed. I mean, it's awesome. Well, this year, the Bible Club is a bit as big as past years. Past years we've had as high as 25 kids. This year, it's been a lot smaller than that, but still going good. I know that some of that is from the move from being in the commons, where we're out in the open and everybody can see us, to now being in a classroom, where it kind of feels like we're hidden. But also, because we as Christian students need to be more reckless about it. Let me ask you this. How many of you have friends that don't have a personal relationship with Jesus? Well, in our world today, we as Christians are often viewed as slaves. People often look at us and think that we can't do that much, that we're limited by what we can do. They view their life as they can do whatever they want. Well, I'm going to have Josh come up here. Josh, house line right there. You can stand right here, Josh. So, Josh is going to represent us as the believers. We got some rope here, and I'm going to tie Josh up. So, let's see. Now, this is how the world sees us. I mean, he doesn't have his hands. He can't do much. He can walk and stuff, but he's limited. And they look at us because when they see us, when they look at him, they see him living a different life and how they live. And they see him as a slave because they think he's so limited by the things he can do. But really, when you make that commitment, when you make that change in your life, you realize that there's so much more. There's so much more you're more limited living for the world than when you're living for Jesus Christ. Amen. Thanks, Josh. You guys give him a hand. Now, let's turn together to 1 Peter 2:16. Again, it's 1 Peter 2:16. Let's read this out loud together. For you are free, that you are God's slaves. Don't use your freedom as an excuse to do evil. Now let's read it again. For you are free, that you are God's slaves. So do not use your freedom as an excuse to do evil. Just because we are free in Christ does not mean we should turn back to our old sinful nature. What does that look like? Well, let's turn to Colossians 3, where Paul writes about living the new life. Again, it's Colossians 3. And it's going to be verses 1 through 9. Since then, you've been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God.